Dzień dobry wszystkim, witam na moim kanale, mam nadzieję, że macie się wspaniale. That was me practicing my Polish, because I really want to get the fuck out of this country ASAP, so I need to practice my Polish language. Tell me if that was good, any of you who know Polish or So, what I meant was, hello everyone, I hope you're having a spectacular day, unlike me. Yeah, this is another video of mine, and yeah, today, I was kind of stuck for a video idea actually. Well, not really, because I had something fucking just bizarre happen on Tuesday, but that's another bowl of fish, like for another time, for another video. But today, I just kind of thought I would go over all the fun and dumb things I did as a kid, like this big, large, long story time video, because you guys seem to enjoy my story times. So I thought, what, like, let's do this. So I was a very fucked up kid, like to the point where it's almost like, why didn't I get dropped off at the abortion center or get buried in the woods alive? Uh, I'll start off with like the first one. The first one. So when I was 6 years old, I was in my like nanny's back garden in Poland, actually, yeah, and so I decided she had this big ass tree. That this tree isn't there anymore because due to a storm it fell. And so I saw this tree, and I was always like a fucking monkey, like everywhere where I went. I would not be able to, like, no one could control me. So what I decided was, because my nanny was cooking, my parents were in the city, like doing something like getting passport. I don't even know what the fuck they were getting, but they were getting something anyway. My nanny was cooking, and my grandfather was probably watching TV, or down at the shop. I'm not exactly sure what, but I was unsupervised anyway. And this tree it wasn't small. It was about 10 meters tall. So what I did was I started climbing the tree. I think you guys know where this is going. I started climbing it, climbing, and then I got to a branch, like this branch that stuck out like over the like sand thing. And so I decided I was gonna go on that branch. So I was on that branch, climbing on it in all fours, and then I grabbed onto it like like this, like I was hugging it and started swinging on it like a monkey bar through my feet, and I was like, like a monkey at the zoo. And like I thought I was fucking whopper doing this. I thought I was like the king of the world. So, but no one was literally watching me. And then like this woman, like my nanny's neighbor, comes out onto her balcony and she's like, "Oh my god, Dave, what are you doing?" And I look at her because I'm hanging like this, upside down. I look at her and like I say like something, and then I drop my fucking hands and feet at the same goddamn time and start falling from this tree, and I twist and fall straight onto my right fucking arm like this, and I like it twisted in the other direction completely, and I broke my fucking hand while falling from this tree, and it was honestly miraculous I did not break my fucking ribs or something, because it was actually a hard fall from a decent height. So it's a miracle I walked away with only a broken hand, but it was like how my hand is like this. It was actually twisted in the other direction. It was fucking insane. And I was obviously bawling my fucking eyes out, and my parents were doing something fairly important. And of course, what did they have to do? Come back, because David had broken his arm by climbing a tree, because I'm so fucking intelligent. Yeah. Another one about like injuries. Uh, when I was 3 years old, I was wearing only like some really short shorts, and I wasn't wearing a t-shirt or anything over my body, and I was on a bike, and I was cycling, and I cycled into a bunch of really tall nettles that were literally taller than me. Nettles. I cycled straight into them because I didn't know how to brake on a bike back then. I cycled straight into this like jungle of nettles, and I fell into them, and oh my god, and I was wearing nothing, like I was wearing no t-shirt, like just some shorts, and I wasn't even wearing shoes or anything. I was like cycling. It was the worst. It stung so fucking badly. I will never forget that pain. It was literally like getting burnt alive, and yeah, not pleasant. I remember once, again, injury. I was running down. This was when I was about 5 or 6, somewhere around that time, around that like age group. I was playing with my friends in the park, and then I saw this hill and started running down, and I flipped, fell on my face, broke my nose, and fractured my arm. So that was beautiful as well. Uh, yeah, my life. I'm such a fucked up kid. Another one. This isn't about injury. I'll get on. Like, this was my very first day of school. Like, not kindergarten school, like proper school when you go in at like 9 o'clock in the morning and leave at half two. This was my very first day, and this was back when I lived in Dunleary, another like constituency of Dublin. And so I was going into my first day of school, And like I was actually excited at first, but then when I was like standing at the door, ready to go into class with the teacher greeting us one by one, I decided I did not want to go. But like I didn't say anything, my parents were pushing. And then I got to the teacher and like I said hi and stuff, and then like my mom said, "Okay, David, I'm gonna leave you behind." Like, no, ma, I don't want you to go. Like I was holding on to her like this, like, "Ma, I don't want you to go. Like, stay with me." And then like I'm holding on to my mom's leg, and my teacher's like, I can't remember what her name was, but she's like trying to pry me off my mom's leg, and like she's trying to take me away. I'm hanging onto my mom. She's like, I never met this woman. Like, why are you fucking touching me? First of all, and like this was the first time I ever said the word bitch to anyone, like out loud. And like she's trying to pry me away, I'm holding onto my mom, like crying, and then all of a sudden I let go of my mom, I turn around and look at my teacher in the eye and say, "You're a bitch!" And like my mom goes, "Oh," the teacher goes, "Oh," all the parents of the other like student go, "Oh," the students are just there like, I'm like, and I go, "Yeah, and I hate you, and go away." Why? And like I call her a bitch, and then it was so bloody awkward for the rest of the day. Like it was unbelievable. And like later on in the year, like my teacher admitted that that was the only time I was in junior infants. I was like 5. My teacher admitted that that was the first time a student ever made her cry when she got home. I'm such a lovely child, aren't I? This one, the next one is really, it's really like, what the fuck? Uh, I was about 7 years old, I want to say, and my mom and I had just finished watching a documentary about Auschwitz, you know, the concentration camp. And being in Auschwitz in last February is really like weird saying this. And we finished watching the documentary, and obviously they showed like footage of the soldiers, Nazis, and stuff. And then we went to the shopping mall because my mom was like, "Right, David, it's time to get you some new shoes because my current shoes were like falling apart." So I'm like, "Grand, okay, let's go." And we were in Liffey Valley, and we were walking around the store, you know, looking for a good like shoe store. And then we see this woman that was wearing this long black cloak, and she looked exactly like a soldier, and my like the Nazis from the documentary we just fucking watched. And my 7 year old dumb brain, of course, didn't process that we're living in 20. What was it then? What would have it been? My dumb brain didn't process that we are living in 2012 and not 1944. So I go, she's walking past us, and I tug on my mom's arm and look out loud as fuck, pointing. I go, "Look, mom, a Gestapo." And this random woman's face that I didn't even know, and she looked at me like, and everyone around me was like, "What?" And I just looked at her shocked, and my mom was like, "David, like, don't say that." And she was like, she apologized to the woman, like, I'm sorry, like, he didn't mean, like, he's only 7, like, he doesn't know what he's talking about." But the woman was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, it's okay, like, grand." And she just walked away, and my mom was so mad at me for the rest of the day. Like, she promised to take me to Art and Hobby to get, like, a puppy toy. I never got that puppy toy after that, sure, like, why would I? Because, like, after I just called some fucking stranger a Gestapo, like, who would get their kid a toy after that? But, yeah. Oh my god, that was like, I'm trying to think of, oh yeah, I was in Spain once on a holiday. This is not really like anything, and I thought I was a smart idiot. Like my parents weren't looking because they were like talking to some other people like from the plane that they like kind of socialized with. So I decided it was a smart idea to lay down on the baggage conveyor belt thing while waiting for our luggage, and then the fucking thing started moving, and like I started moving on the fucking conveyor belt with the luggage, and I started screaming. Like, I started screaming my fucking ass off, and then, like, I had to jump off the thing, and I fell, like, onto the floor. I scratched myself. That was really the worst thing that happened. That's really not that bad of, like, a story or injury, but, like, you know, same thing. Another thing is, like, when I completely embarrassed myself, that like on a roller coaster. The first time I was ever on a roller coaster, it wasn't even that big of it was like a kiddie coaster, and I must have been around like 6 years old at that time, and I want to get off, 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 loud as fuck on the entire park, and everyone had to like listen to me for you know. And another dumb thing I did as a kid is actually very recent, and it's not in my kitty years anymore, so I knew what I was doing. It was, of course, when I cussed out bitch MC Flannery when I called her a loose pussy ass cunt, that her husband doesn't fuck her anymore because she's a loose pussy ass cunt and she has a loose pussy, and you know, and she's dry. So of course that was a dumb thing. Yeah, oh my god. So I remember once my best friend and I she's still my best friend to this day, got into a fight over like something, and she was actually, I can't remember if I was at her sleepover at her house or she was at a sleepover at my house. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember that we both had like Winnie the Pooh plushies, and I had mine and she had hers, and like we started arguing about something, and she went to the bathroom and I stole her Winnie the Pooh plushie, and then I had this toy gun and I started holding it against the plushie's head, and when she came back to me, I was like, "You better say sorry or I will shoot Winnie the Pooh." I literally held her fucking stuffed animal hostage with my other like animals. I put it like on a shelf somewhere. It was fucking insane. Like I was such a dumb, fucked up kid. Yeah, I remember once we had guests coming over and my mom had bought a full jar of Nutella, and it was for like pancakes, because she made pancakes to greet them. And then secretly, like I didn't know. So like, well, I knew we had visitors, but I didn't know that the Nutella was for them. So I went into the kitchen, hid behind a counter, and this was in Dunleary as well. I got a spoon or a knife. I can't remember exactly what it was, but still. And I thought I ate the entire fucking Nutella jar. And like when my mom saw that, she was like, "David, what did you do to Nutella?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't do anything to Nutella. What are you talking about, mom?" And she eventually got to the bottom of it. It was not pleasant at all. Uh, yeah, another dumb thing I did as a kid was in junior infants when someone that was sitting beside me, this girl called Amy or something like that, I can't remember exactly. She was sitting beside me, and I was using one of the crayons, like coloring a coloring thing or something like that. And I was using that as like already, and she took it from my hand and started coloring her own shit. Well, nowadays I would have just cussed her out, like called her a bitch or something, and just took another one. Back then I was like, "Hey, that's mine," and she's like, "Well, I need to use it more than you do, so She went, "So fucking posh bitch." So I fucking got my lunchbox. Because I've got my lunchbox out of my bag, took this fucking lunchbox and smacked her across the face as hard as fucking possible. The crown flew out of her hand, like flew across the room, and her face literally went like, I have a lunchbox in my bag, hold on. Just give me a sec to take it out. So I had the lunchbox, and the lunchbox was like, and her face literally like went, her hair literally like flew and stuff, and like it was insane. And she started crying, and I think her lip burst and started bleeding as well. And I was just sitting there like a happy bitch, like, bitch. And my teacher was like, "David, why did you do that? Like, she took my crayon." We both got in trouble for that. I got into more trouble. Like, obviously, it makes logical sense now, but back then I didn't know how. Another dumb thing. This was in senior infants now, or first class. Sorry, first class. Uh, I became obsessed with fucking like fairies because this girl made me obsessed with fairies, and like she was sitting beside me, and then she got pairings from her pair and rubbed them on my hair like, David Shelley, be a fairy," and I was like, "What?" I was just sitting there like, "What the fuck?" She started rubbing pairings in my hair, and then like straight after that, like she told me after she was done, like, but putting the fucking pairings into my hair, which is supposed to make me a fucking fairy somehow. She said, "Now, take that crayon out of that girl's hand." Her name was Michaela, the girl that she was talking about. "Take the crayon out of her hand and drag her down." And I'm like, "Girl, that's deep, but okay." Because I wanted to be a fairy, so I fucking got the crayon. I was like, "That's my girl." And I pulled it back so hard, and her hair fucking flew back, and she fell and smacked her head against the table. And my teacher was like, "What's that in your hair?" I'm like, "Orla Staples had made me a fairy to pull the fucking thing down." I was I was such a weird fucking idiot kid. I think I should. There's so much more stories I could probably think of, but like I just don't know. Like right now, it's I was such a dumb kid. So guys, oh yeah, wait, one more. When I was little, for no apparent reason, I don't know how old I was exactly, but I decided it was a smart idea to run into a wall, and I had to get stitches. It's healed now, but like yeah, not a smart idea. Don't ever run into a wall. It hurts. Yeah. And I broke my uncle's like uh Wi-Fi router or something. One of the TV things, I broke them, and like I took the fucking lid off, took all the cables out, and I had this little toy car from a Kinder Surprising. Started like I thought pretend it was a city, and started driving in between like the fucking things that held the cables in place. I was, yeah. So anyway, I think I better stop here. If you guys have any weird stories from when you were a kid, were you as dumb as me? I don't think anyone can top this, because what I did as a kid was fucking next level, like out of this planet. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. Tell me all the dumb things you did as a kid. Tell me if you think you surpassed me. And tell me why you guys taught my Polish at the start, because, I don't know, I thought it was pretty good. And thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next Thursday with a rant about what happened this Tuesday. So, yeah. Cześć!